me.
Yes. Thank you guys for bearing with us as we work out some technical difficulties. But welcome, everybody, to the OG panel. It's good to have everyone here. So last year's panel was more so focused on the history, but this year we're going to dive more into the stories behind what made the precursor to Twitch so amazing, and that was Justin TV. So we're going to be going over 3 different time periods. That's going to be Justin TV, gaming Justin TV, and of course the beginning of Twitch. Now, of course, I can't do this alone, so please welcome everybody. This is your OG panel for this year, starting off with RSQViper to my left. Kreyg right next to him.
Do the face.
Yes.
Unsanity.
Yeah. No, you should do your face too.
There you
I don't
go.
remember. Yeah.
Sweetielise.
Oh God.
Boo.
MANvsGAME.
I'm the MANvsGAME guy.
Yeah.
And theGreatGQ next to him. So let's go back in time, shall we? To the very beginning. That is Justin TV. So I want to go down the line and just ask you guys, what brought everyone to Justin TV? How'd you get started? And just how'd you find it? Starting with Viper.
Illegal sports games.
We were discussing this backstage. Like a lot of people came here because of illegal sports streams, maybe.
100%. Then when the sports game was over, I was like, there's a gaming section. So I clicked it, and I was like, this is amazing. I want in. And that's what happened.
Very nice. Kreyg?
I found it because it actually had a gaming section. I broadcasted on this site called, I'm not going to say the name, but it was just, it was pretty much just people sitting in front of their cameras talking. So it's pretty much like what the IRL section is now. But I found Justin TV. I was like, well, there's a dedicated gaming section. People care about gaming there. I'm going to go.
No, I'm curious, what was the site?
I just said I'm not going to say the name. They don't exist today, but still, I don't want to give them, I don't want to give them any publicity.
Wow. Jeez.
Unsanity?
Yeah, if you can see the slide there, I saw some 4-player podcast videos back on YouTube ages ago, and
Get banned?
I did. I was one of the few that didn't get banned, but I saw everyone getting banned, and I was like, I'm not going to talk, dude. I'll just watch for a bit, and then I found the rest of the gaming section and kind of snowballed from there.
Elise?
I got into it from my cousin streaming the Batsu games illegally.
Ooh. Okay.
And watching movies on there. And then I noticed there was a gaming section, and I just jumped in.
Great.
I was like, that's cool.
Man?
I knew that I wanted to do like a video game themed show where I try to beat games, and so I just kind of sought out, and I knew I wanted it to be like a live streaming show, so I just sought out every site that I could find, with that kind of platform, and Justin.tv was one of them. I also checked out Ustream.tv, and then Livestream.com I think was another one, and they're like defunct now or something, but yeah, so I ended up choosing JTV later, but we'll get into that later.
There you go. GQ?
Yeah, for me, it's a lot like Viper. I started watching it because I would watch illegally UFC and WWF pay-per-views, and most of them were directing to a Justin TV site, so that's how I first found out about Justin TV. And then as far as the gaming side, just one time I was really craving listening to some Mega Man music, but I wanted to watch somebody play it, so I went on there. Unfortunately, I didn't find Mega Man, but I found this game with Mike Tyson being super massive, which was I Want to Be the Guy, and it was Michael 1985 and I Want to Be and Bashi Time, who was I Want to Be the Bashi is based on, and ever since then I was hooked.
Awesome. So we have a bit of variety, as you guys can see.
Yeah, everyone got there illegally. That's
Yeah.
a lot of variety.
That's a commonality, at least.
Can you still get in trouble for that
It's not our fault. It's the streamer's fault.
Okay.
Not our fault.
Can we have an NFL Network section on Twitch TV? Just kidding.
You never know.
I mean, anything is possible with Amazon, right? All right, so so for Viper and Kreyg, describe in a few words what Justin TV was all about. What made it different for you versus other streaming websites, and why did you start streaming on it?
So yeah, for me, what really set Justin TV apart was that, one, the community really, everyone knew who each other was. Everyone was friends, everybody, or not friends and enemies, but everyone knew each other. So it really felt like a family, and everyone just, I don't know, That was it. Just it was very close. So I started streaming because of that reason.
I felt like JTV had like a little of everything back in the day. It's kind of like Twitch now. It's not just gaming, but it had like gaming. It had like social, creative. Well, not really creative, but pet cams. You guys remember the pet cams? Goldfish cam. The guy smoking weed all the time. Marijuana Man or whatever his name was.
I think I remember guinea pigs giving birth on a live stream once.
What?
Yeah.
I think you made me watch it.
Yeah, it was like in a pet store. I think I did make you watch
Yes, you
it.
did.
But yeah, it just had a little of everything. So I mean, if you weren't just into gaming, or even when you weren't gaming, you could just go around and find something. Social is pretty fun, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, GQ?
Wink, yeah. He had some good shoe on head moments.
Good times.
Lamp Brigade. The Lamp Brigade was great. Show me a lamp. Show me a lamp. Remember that?
I don't remember that.
You don't?
Shoe on Head was another one that we a lot of people ran with.
You remember the raids we used to do on people? Like if
Yeah, I don't know if
would,
we
like come advertise their channel, we would just be like, let's go say
Let's
hi
go
to that. Let's go say hi to that person.
Let's go say hi. Let them know what's up. Yes. It was friendly.
Yeah, we were friendly. We weren't mean. We were all good people back then.
Very nice people.
We were good people.
So moving on, let's talk about the equipment of choice back then. As you guys can see, we got the best capture card, the Dazzle DVC 100 in all of its glory. Maybe you used Flash Media Encoder because it was actually the only choice compared to everything else. And if you were fancy enough, maybe the Behringer Xenix 502 was the mixer of choice. So for Unsanity and Elise, talk about your stream setup back in those days and how it differs to today. What was it like streaming back then for you guys?
Well, for me, it was terrible. I don't know what.
It was just terrible.
Oh my God! Like I could buy a laptop today, and it's like, oh, it comes with XSplit, and it's like, I wish I had that. I had to get like Flash Media Encoder, like 4 different pieces of software that weren't.
DSF. Do you
It
remember
wasn't
that?
even translated.
It wasn't even in English. You had to like, go on the site and just like find where the link was in the Japanese text. It was horrible.
And I had like a tiny karaoke microphone plugged into the 3.5 millimeter jack on my laptop, and an Easy Cap, which if anyone remembers,
Yes. I had that.
That
It
was the
was
one that
$10
just plugged right
on
into
like
the USB
eBay.
head.
mine was $1.
What?
It was awful.
Ripped off.
It was terrible.
It was really bad.
I had it at Hapaj. I didn't even have the Dazzle until
That was way after.
Hapaj was legit.
That was fancy.
That was
upgraded to
the
that.
fancy.
Dude, I was broadcasting at like 432p at that point. I mean, that was pretty
That was
good.
still better than the Easy
Yo,
Cap.
what was your bit rate, bro?
Oh yeah.
I don't even
800
remember.
kilobits a second.
Yeah,
probably
what we were
something like
pushing back in the day. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, after that, stuff started snowballing. There was, I think, Wirecast, and then XSplit came up, and OBS, which is more recent. But they're all just like infinitely better than what people started with.
Fun
Like,
fact is, XSplit actually started as multicam.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I used.
The VH screen
VH
cap.
screen cap.
Yes,
Yeah,
VH.
exactly.
Where it didn't
That's
even capture
what I
the
used.
PC
Yeah, 'cause
audio.
the multi-
So if you were
or
playing a
whatever.
PC game, you had to find some way to also capture the audio, which was either just put a microphone in front of your speakers, or what I did, I was like, all right, this is gonna work. I fed a line out into the line in on my PC. I was like, all right, there might be a little feedback from time to time, but it works. No big deal. No big deal.
I think that was my original setup too, was like the microphone right in front of my speakers, like a little,
I would have to sometimes message you that it was like
Yeah.
doubling.
yeah, being pitchy.
Yeah, when I first started, I just had a webcam microphone that picked up my audio, the game audio, so I had to turn the TV up really loud.
You monster! Oh my God!
You didn't point the webcam at your screen?
No, I actually
I
had a capture
dude,
card,
that
but it
was the
awful
original
because,
like
you couldn't see
DS
anything.
capture
Oh,
device
yeah.
was like trying to find a way to put a webcam like onto it while you were playing.
Can't move an inch.
And,
You can't.
and that's actually a good segue to the next question, right? It's kind of for MANvsGAME. Tell me about a time or story that epitomized Justin TV for you guys.
Well, honestly, for me, it was the story of why I chose JTV to stream on, as opposed to some of the other platforms that at the time were, much bigger and had a lot more notoriety. Like I said, I used to stream a little bit on Ustream.tv, and at the time I was not like brave enough to actually get in front of a camera and actually do a stream. So I would just stream video game music. And I remember on Ustream, a lot of people would just come in and be like, "What is this shit?" Like, and it was very negative. Nobody cared. But I recall when I would stream my video game music on Justin.tv, people would come in and say like, "Oh man, I love this song." One person in particular, Brownie Sin, I don't know if she's here right now. Brownie is right here.
Yeah, Brownie.
Brownie was my first viewer. There she is. Brownie, take a bow. We call her Viewer Zero on my channel.
New Super Mario Brothers Wii, right?
Well, that was the first game I streamed.
Oh,
but
right.
anyway, it felt like, such a better community, like what you were just getting at before. People were there because of the love of the games and, really talked about the culture and everything, which I got none of that from the other sites. So JTV it was.
That's why those sites are dead.
Yeah.
That's why they're gone.
For me, like as far as like what we were talking about with community, like one of my most memorable moments, which actually involves Man and Elise, like we were all a part of it. It was the Gaming for a Cure marathon when
Wow.
Yeah.
so like we were doing like kind of it like before there was all like the other marathons and stuff on JTV and Twitch TV. Like we did all these like incentive-based things where like if we have X amount of viewers in here or whatever, like I was like I'll wear a GameCube bra, and so like I did like a dance. And then Man and Zeke decided that they were gonna like one-up me on that. And if you've never seen the video of You Touch My Tra-La-La with that, it is quite possibly the best thing I've ever seen on Justin TV.
We could get away with a lot more back then.
I mean, that's,
yeah.
that's where the BC Warrior face even comes from, is because of the fact that it was for the breast cancer awareness thing that we were doing, and they were wearing those pink wigs and not much else.
Yeah. But yes, the BC Warrior himself is in the room.
Yeah,
right
Zeke.
Why aren't
Do you think you
up
could get away
here,
with that
man?
today? You guys think you could get away with that today?
Right
They told us that they almost pulled the plug on the stream. What was going on?
Really?
Yeah, we got away with so much back then.
Absolutely.
I literally showered on JTV. And I showed my bare ass. Like I literally showed my bare ass to everyone, and then ended my stream and deleted the VOD. So that was no evidence. I don't think I can get in trouble for that anymore, but
The evidence is gone,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
It's
it was
fine.
gone.
It didn't happen. He's just kidding. It didn't.
it was a joke.
We all
It
have
was just a
moments of
prank, bro.
humanity, right, Kreyg?
just a meme, bro.
All right, so now we're going to transition to kind of the second period, and that is Gaming Justin TV. And I can't believe I still have this email, but this is actually the email sent out by Justin Khan, the original creator of Justin TV, talking about how he was going to spin off Justin TV into its own gaming section, its own website, essentially. So for anybody here, Gaming Justin TV is kind of an unknown in the timeline, but it brought a sense of separation from the rest of the site. It was our own place, right?
We complained,
complained
a
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah,
We didn't like
did.
a lot of the changes going on, and he was like, whatever, I'll just separate
They were like
guys
you
from
had to
everyone.
decide which side you were on. Like it was like a war. It was like you either have to be in the gaming section of JTV or you have to be on gaming.justin
Justin TV.
TV.
I just remember the
serious.
PC hookup show. Does anybody remember that?
PC hookup.
You guys don't remember that? There's this guy that's like, this dude who was like doing this show. He wrote a book and everything, and that's where it all began. Like, and I remember Justin Khan was like, all right, I got to do a stream and talk to these people about like what's going on. He's like, what do you think we should do? And everyone's like, get rid of that guy. And then like a week later, it was like that email went out, and he's like, all right, here you go. Problem solved. You have your own section now. Go away. Pretty much that's what it was. Like, go away. Please stop bothering me.
And it did give us that separation from like the illegal soccer streams that were crashing
yeah.
broadcasts every weekend. So it was actually pretty nice for us. But and then past Gaming Justin TV, of course, we go into the early Twitch era.
TwitchTV.com.
Oh, that's so
Oh my god.
So bad.
I still have a beer bottle opener that has that
Really?
logo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some swag with that old.
I think I actually have like a pair of sunglasses too that have that logo on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for Viper and Kreyg,
Super swaggy.
how'd you feel when Twitch was announced, and how's the transition from Justin TV for you guys personally?
So for me, I was a little hesitant just because back then, the focus was esports. That's all they talked about Twitch. Esports were like, well, what about
I mean, the slogan, better than real sports.
better than
It was
real
Better
like-
than real
sports?
sports.
It was like, come on, guys, what about us? What about us,
bad.
man?
That was scary. But I did do the transition, and it was pretty seamless. But I remember when you broadcasted, it broadcasted to both back then. It went to
yeah.
Justin
It
TV
did.
and Twitch TV. And if you didn't know that, you didn't know you had 2 rooms. It was kind of a weird situation.
Sometimes you had like 4 or 5 rooms actually.
Yeah,
Oh my
always
God,
was
the
one
IRC
situation.
Oh my god, the
yeah.
chat thing where it's split your chat into like
chats.
8 chats, and
Yeah,
like
so
someone's like, "Hello, can you see
You
me?"
had to like
right here,
people that were
right here.
in that
have
room
5
so that
chats
they
open.
could
Yeah.
moderate
Yeah,
it.
you have to.
And it was like a roulette too. Is like you just had to keep refreshing until you got all 8 chats available
you used
at
to
once.
break the chats on their own, just break them up into a bunch of chats, and you as a
so
streamer
bad.
didn't know how many there were, so you would have to keep trying to open new tabs, and
Yep.
get another chat, and hope that you could get all the chats open so you could talk to everybody. It
Back
was
then, I had
nightmare.
1 monitor, and I had to fit all those chat rooms onto one
You
screen.
have like 3
Where my
lines of
game
chat
is
room,
like this
I
tiny.
think I still had a compact Pisario laptop that I was casting from at that point.
Wow.
I feel bad for you.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was.
But the transition for you, Kreyg, how was it?
Oh, I hated it at first. But I mean, like, come on, most people hate change, right? I mean, like, you're so used to something for so long, and then they're like, here's this new thing that we're gonna push on you. So I was like, nope, I'm not going. So anytime I like tweeted out that I was live or something like that, I would always use my Justin TV link, and I absolutely refused to use my Twitch link. And then eventually they're like, well, too bad, it's done, the
then I get
transition's
yanked,
over.
yep.
And then I was like, all right, fine, you win.
And like you guys were mentioning, I think we were all used to kind of the variety approach, and then once we saw esports in action for the first time, a lot of people became a little bit hesitant, and that transition,
Well, I think
a lot
the
of people
problem was
double
like
thought
they
sometimes.
were focused like so much on esports. It was like, I remember I got Gabe Newell on my broadcast.
I remember
right.
that.
And like they were like, yeah, don't worry, we'll put you on the front page that weekend. That's such a great event to have, you know. And it was all esports on the front page. They just totally were like, nope, sorry about that. Oh, and I emailed someone. They're like, oh, we forgot. Sorry. And I was like,
Yeah.
Gabe freaking Newell. Like how?
Maybe he was about
Gaben.
to
That's a
announce
highlight of-
Half-Life 3 on your,
Yeah,
your
right.
channel,
What if
and
that's
he got
what
cut
was
off.
gonna happen?
That's a
He's just
bummer.
like he's looking at the viewer count. He's like, yeah, there's not enough people here. I don't think I'm gonna announce it today. And he just never did.
And so for Unsanity and Elise, what were the early days of Twitch TV like for you two? What was so captivating about Twitch versus other sites at the time? Because technically, you know, it was a big change. You could have left. So what kept you to it?
I'd already been doing it for a while. How about you? Were you?
I didn't really think of other options. That was the only option to me.
Well, yeah, honestly. I mean, because again, the whole community thing, it's like leaving a whole bunch of friends.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
That's
why would I
okay.
ever do
You
that?
could have went to
It's
Own
like-
3D. Just kidding.
It's like the whole thing with today is like a lot of people are like, there's the other options like YouTube and all those, and it's like, how can you leave like
Don't say that.
your whole community?
Yeah, honestly. Oh, but it was a lot more casual, at least for me. Getting in, the first time I ever saw the first time I realized I was like, I'm gonna start casting, was some guy with 3 viewers, and I was just chatting back and forth with him. It was having a great time, and then my power went out, and I come back, and he's turning on his stream going, dude, my power went out, this is awful. I'm like, are you in Canada? Are you in Edmonton? Like, and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm in the South Side. I'm like, you're probably the only other person. What? So it was just like literally anyone could just start doing this kind of thing, and then I got hooked. So that was the deciding factor.
My deciding factor was probably like the group of friends that I made, like GQ and Man and all of them, and you made me eat a pickle cookie.
I did. that was actually really funny.
I will never forget that. But it's like
Didn't you
you're
put
just-
like mustard or something on it?
No, I did
Or no,
not
that
do
was,
that.
I ate something because you ate that.
Yeah.
It had like some sort of Dijon mustard or something. It was gross. I don't remember what I ate though.
I was just gonna say, I know for me, I was so hyped about the idea of it being a video game centric like streaming site. Like I used to tell people that I streamed on Justin.tv, and they're just like, who the hell is Justin? You know. And I was so excited that it was just gonna be all about video games. And you know, I'm still kind of bummed, you know, that they've kind of branched out to let these creative people stream, and you know, like the IRL is just a dumpster fire right now. I miss when it was just video games.
Hold on, can you say that on my live stream real quick?
I hate to say, I am kidding. Of course, I love it. You know, they're branching out and like diversifying and you know basically reverting back to JTV again.
Are we renaming the site, by the way? Does anyone know?
Now we just need Duck Dynasty back on Twitch.
Oh my God.
We need that whole like TV section.
I have a
like-
feeling that Amazon's going to put like the entertainment section back, but you're going to need a Prime subscription,
could
of
have
course.
you
You
need a
have to watch it.
I mean, I think that would be cool. Like, then you could watch a video.
Yeah, but
with,
wasn't
like,
it better
people
when it was
and-
just like
and you
there
could have a
and
chat
free
room.
and maybe
I think that would be
somewhat
Give us
illegal?
the permission to
Somewhat.
like they have like their
Somewhat.
Amazon video.
Yeah.
Let us have it and watch it together.
Like you didn't have to pay for Prime; you could just watch it on JTV.
Yeah,
It was just there.
There's one problem with that.
Yeah, but it wasn't our problem apparently.
Not our fault.
Not our fault. Who
it was
cares?
the problem with that guy that got banned every week and then opened up a new account with another number.
Yeah, it was just like he added one number on the end of the name every time.
He made his own website. He still does
Always
it.
rocking too.
So for MANvsGAME, let's start off and then maybe loop around. I think this is just an interesting question for everybody. But all of you have been streaming for several years now. We even have people that have been streaming for a decade. It's official this year. If you could instill one bit of advice for old and new streamers alike, what would it be?
Don't do it. You want to do it? Don't do it. Seriously, don't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, kind of a negative answer is you should really just seek out the information that you need. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I am so tired of this question. It's,
Because like, I don't even
Didn't
know
we
how to
just have
answer it
this talk
because it's not
yesterday?
like I could be like have fun and do your thing, but sometimes having fun doesn't get you what you like.
I'm not gonna lie, it inspires contempt in me because it's like, it's just such a cop-out. It's such a generic question, and like, you know, I love answering questions like specific, you know, like tech issues or, you know, approaches to dealing with your audience or anything like that. But just asking like, do you have any tips? You're like, if you're asking that, you've already failed. Like, you
Just be yourself.
you like,
have fun.
We didn't have that resource to ask people back in the day. We just had to do it. I mean, trial and error is like the best thing. It's like
I would
just
get
try something. If it doesn't work, try something else. And if nothing works, then oh well, you tried at least, you know.
At least you have an easy way, like as
Yeah.
well. Like you can literally load up XSplit and within like 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
it's
you
so
can
fast.
have everything set up. Whereas on the
Yeah,
old
back in the
FMV
day, it
thing,
was
that was
impossible.
like you need to go in and like switch every little thing.
I used on 2.
Yeah.
sorry, I'm gonna change my answer. Make sure you do it because you're having fun. You know, remain consistent.
Yeah, get on a schedule.
Get on a schedule.
Have a schedule. Make sure you love video games. Be passionate. Always smile. Always be happy. And boom, million viewers right there.
It's easy. It's so easy.
It's so easy, guys.
Stay in school, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, stay in school.
I'm fine.
Well, my question just got shit on.
We just sound like we just sound like a bunch of old men. Like, get off my lawn, just get
off my lawn,
bunch of
Bobby.
old, bitter old men up here. And ladies, sorry.
No.
I try to remain mindful that, you know, the people asking that question are really more just trying to have like a moment, you know, like of connection with the streamer and just trying to start like a dialogue. But it really, that question does get really old. Like, like I said, I enjoy answering like specific questions about anything streaming related, but it's so open-ended. I make up a new answer every time somebody.
I think people think there's a formula. Like there's some formula that we have in like a notebook somewhere. It's like, well, you see, if you play this game at this exact time, you stream at 5,000 bit at 1080p, all right, and you say these, you say this enchantment, you're gonna have 1,000 viewers.
Name your channel.
All right, like you say these words. If you say these words, okay, mecca like a high, mecca hiney ho. Okay, but you have to say it at exactly 12 p.m. on Saturday, okay? And you're gonna get 1,000 viewers, guaranteed. Like, I think that's what people genuinely think, that we have like some sort of secret formula.
And
it's
definitely
like,
go
we
on other
don't.
people's channels and tell them you're streaming.
Yeah, do that one too. Just
Do
be
that.
like,
It works.
just be like, hey guys,
That's the best.
well, I'm about to go start streaming now.
Evidently,
I'll see you
maybe
later.
return the favor to him and
Yeah.
Let's do what we used to do. Go say hi.
Hi, here's my link. I'm streaming.
Yeah. I'm just saying hey real quick, but I gotta go.
Yeah,
Stream
well,
over
that's
on my
cool, man. Where are you
channel.
going?
Who would do that to me?
Me?
Yeah, you would do that.
No way.
Yeah, don't do
Listen,
that.
don't do that.
Don't talk about your stream and other streams. That's a surefire way to get people to not want to watch you. So.
Fair enough. So we do have a lot of time for QA if you guys want to. I don't know where the mic is. Do we have?
I can't see anything with these
Yeah,
mics.
it's kind of.
We have a mic.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Do we have a mic?
Everybody just died in the audience. Great. Oh, man. Oh, they can raise their hand. Okay. Anybody want to raise their hand and ask a question? There you go.
I see a
Over
mic.
there.
Maybe they can make a line and then raise their hand.
Sure. Oh, we do have a
Wave?
microphone over here.
What? Oh, there's a mic.
Right over here?
I think
Oh.
over there.
Thank you.
Thanks for a great panel. Just to follow up on that point, I'm curious how those of you who've been doing this for a while reconcile some of the stuff that's happening with the data science team, where there's like the testing and figuring out the sweet spots. Does that stuff feel different from what you do? Are you integrating that stuff? Is it kind of two cultures colliding, if that makes sense?
Are you talking about like the new like dashboard stuff?
Yeah, like I was in a talk earlier, and they were talking a lot about kind of, they didn't say formulas, but it's like a scientific method to kind of assess your stream and viewership and sweet spots. And it just kind of felt like it's interesting related to what you were saying just a minute ago, kind of contrast, so.
Well, I'm sure there's like a sweet spot in the time of day when you stream where there's more people on Twitch, so it's like you have a greater chance of being seen. But it's like if you're playing PUBG when everybody's playing PUBG and you have no viewers, like I don't think anyone scrolls all the way to the bottom of the directory and like, oh, this guy's got no viewers. Let me just click that link right there. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but that's just how that's how it is. Like, I mean, people, it's like flies to shit. You know, it's like they're gonna go to the bigger pile. That's just how it is. Like I mean, I'm just.
I was wondering where that was going.
I'm sorry it wasn't such an eloquent way to word it, but
Such an apt
you know, it's just the bigger pile is generally going to attract more flies.
So
And-
Dr. Disrespect, everyone goes there, and
Yeah,
no one goes the other one.
but he's really good though.
He's
so
good. I love
he's
him.
Really good.
Subbed for.
I feel like I should make use of all the data that's available to us now on the site. You know, they got all these charts and graphs, and it's wonderful. But I just suck at the business aspect of what I do. Like that's just the bottom line. I'm sure it would be much more helpful to analyze like my sub counts and what game I was streaming that day, and just compare and analyze all that. But I really don't. I try to not think about it almost. 'Cause
That shit'll drive you nuts.
then it starts to feel like a job. Like it starts to feel like work, and that was the whole reason I wanted to start this.
We didn't even make money back in the JTV days at all.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Had that little tip thing though.
Dude, the best. The best was when people were like, "Can I donate money to you?" And we're like, "What? No." Like, no, don't do that. Like, no.
It's just a hobby.
Yeah, it's just like we're just trying to have fun.
Hobby.
Just like play video games with me, please, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, focusing on your numbers is probably a bad thing too.
Yeah,
Like,
because
just
they'll
like-
fluctuate
it's
and
like,
you'll feel bad
all right,
about it.
well today I had this many viewers, tomorrow I should have this many. It's you're just gonna drive yourself nuts. Don't do it.
It can be a great like ego boost and keep a great motivator. But the second it starts to waver, like
Yeah, you start to
start
feel like-
waning, it just destroys my self confidence. So
I think that's probably like that for anyone who streams. Like you feel like you ride this wave and it's like, oh, I'm doing so good, and then it's like maybe like a week later that wave just, and you feel like, oh shit, what am I doing wrong? Like you could be doing everything great, but it's just like that's just how it is sometimes.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Or did we just?
dark.
Did you?
Good.
Did we just ramble for a bit?
Did we just? We're old, remember?
I mean, that's what we
Yes,
call
those things
man.
are nice, but we didn't have them back when we started. But it is nice.
Okay, my question is, have you ever had any moment that was really, really frustrating when you couldn't figure something out? I recently was trying to stream KOTOR on Steam, but I'm not very tech savvy, and during the actual cutscenes, during a resolution change on my stream, it will actually cut down in a much smaller size in the upper left-hand corner, and I have no idea what to do. So have you ever had any moments like that where you're just like, to hell with it?
No, it's just you. I never had any tech issues ever on the cast. I'm just kidding.
I've never had a
All the time.
Yeah, we're good at this now, man. We've been doing this forever, bro.
But yeah, whenever something happens, just don't get too fed up with it and focus on it. Just be like, sorry, chat, deal.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat deal,
And
or
of course, there's always going to be those people that, what's going on? Fix it now. Okay? Just be like, chill, bro. I can't fix
like
it.
time him out for.
I mean, there's been multiple times where I've been like stuck on just having my face on cam and like I'm playing a game. Those are the best.
Wait, where you forget to change the scene.
Yeah, I forget to change the
And
scene.
you're still
I
full
mean, that
screen,
still
and you're
happens.
sitting there playing the game, rambling. Everyone's like, where's the
and
game?
everyone's like saying something.
Yeah, I'm
you're
like, oh man, this is awesome, and they're like, what's going on? We don't see it.
Or it's like you
GQ,
forget to
please
like you
change
turn
it.
off the capture card or something like that.
Yeah.
You just leave a blank screen and just sitting there playing for like 20 minutes. You don't realize it because you're not reading chat, and there's just like you finally look at chat and they're like laughing
And
at
they've
you,
been telling
and you're like,
you
"What's
the
so
whole time."
funny, dude? Like, what are you guys laughing at?" And then you finally see it, and you're like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
I done goofed."
Probably the issue that probably frustrates me the most is absolutely like internet issues.
Oh,
Like when it
Tell
goes
me
down, or like where I'm at, I've got cable internet, and at a certain point in time, like every day, you know, there'd be like the prime time hours, and like without fail, I would start dropping frames like every day, and it's just so frustrating because there's just nothing you can do. I would call my internet service provider, and you know, they would just tell me basically there's nothing they could do.
Can I just say, fuck
Couldn't
Comcast?
stream, couldn't do my job.
Like,
But
can
have
I
you
just
tried
say,
Power
like
Cycle?
really, like,
Yeah.
like 4 months this year, from February until like June, my internet would die like every day, midstream without fail. So I was like, it's like somebody DDoSing me or something like that. What's going on? So I had 3 texts out. They're like, no, everything's great. Your lines look fine. You're good.
Exactly.
So finally I get fed up and I post like something on like the Comcast subreddit.
Oh, well, that's
run by
that's
corporate
the problem
people.
there is Comcast.
So and then they're like, oh yeah, we figured out your problem. There's a problem with the lines. There's like, you know, there's not getting enough power and everything like that. It was fixed. So I was like, you sent out 3 texts. And they're like, oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You're good. So it's like I suffered for 4 months of just like having my stream die like multiple times a night, and it was like, yeah, fuck Comcast. I'm sorry.
Fuck Comcast.
I'm sorry.
I agree. I'm
When your stream dies, like that is just such a huge motivational killer for me because you lose so many viewers. You know, it is a steady build when that from the moment you start your stream, viewers come in, they watch, and like you're saying with the pile of shit analogy, as the pile gets bigger, the more flies it
Yeah, the more
attracts.
flies
So,
come.
and so yeah, when it goes down, man, they're
Some of them just fly away.
right.
You know?
Fly away to the other side.
They just fly away. They're like, off to the next pile.
And I just want to flush my stream down the toilet for that evening because it's just I hate having to like rebuild the audience again.
Oh,
Yeah, most of the time I'd just be like, well, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll try it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just like it's an audience killer too, man. Because some people, it's like, some people will stick around and they're great. They are great. But some people just are like, after a month, they're like, fuck this. Like, I love you, but I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
For sure. Another question? Anybody? Up over here.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So when you're on a long stream, 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it may be, how does it feel when you have someone who says, oh, I was here earlier and I went to work and then I came back and you're still streaming? Awesome! Yeah. How does that feel?
It's so funny that you ask because I'm kind of known for doing some lengthy streams.
You're an expert on this topic, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, when I start getting those comments in the chat, it's a great gauge, to know that I should probably end my stream at that point. Yeah, I've done some pretty long streams, and without fail, once you get into like the 20-hour, 24-hour length, a lot of the chat discussion is turned towards, kind of like almost like the sideshow, freak show aspect of like, oh my God, he's still going. And
How are you doing this, bro?
yeah, and for me, it just gets tiresome because it's this, I know it's a lot of the same comments. I know again, people mean well. They're just sharing because it usually goes like this. They're like, oh my God, man, I was watching you last night. I went to bed and then I woke up, went to work, came back, had a shower, took a shit, and you're still. That's amazing. And then it ends like, you're a legend. And I'm always just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to video games and other things. But it shouldn't bother me, but it does. Again, it's kind of like I get like the uptime questions, like how long has he been going and stuff. The only thing I guess that bothers me about it is just that I want to talk about other things, and the conversation always goes back to like how long I've been going. But yeah, that's when I know I should probably end the stream now.
Yeah, but what if they were only at work for like 2 hours? It's like a short day or something like that. I mean, what then? It's like, really, has it been that long? Fuck. And you look at OBS, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like 3 hours? What are you talking about, dude?
Any other questions? Oh, right here in the middle.
Just a quick question about the fact that if a chat goes somewhere else than your stream, do you get bothered by it? Because I know some streamers do.
The only annoying thing is when they say, hey man, I'm gonna go watch so-and-so, bye.
Yeah, that's the only time it's like really like I ever feel like, yo, don't be a dick. I don't care. Like, I don't care where you're going, just don't be like, hey man, I had such a great time. I'm gonna go watch my other favorite streamer now.
Yeah.
It's like,
if someone
on,
just says goodbye and they're leaving,
Like,
totally cool.
yeah.
You can't stay forever. I don't know why I'm still here.
yeah.
Have a good time.
I think it just comes down to like common sense and being polite.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't have common sense.
And
I
are
meant
polite.
like, if they don't talk about your stream and the game, like they talk about something else, and you join in on the conversation, of course, because obviously you follow the chat and everything. But does it bother you that it's not about like the game or the thing you're doing?
I personally like whenever conversations
Oh, I love
go
talking about
everywhere.
everything else.
Honestly, yeah.
As long, like, I mean, I have rules in my room that like don't talk about certain things, but like for the most part, it's like it's free game. I don't. I'll
Yeah,
talk
anything
about
that causes engagement is good for me. I like it. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just like, I feel like I'm just there to hang out and talk to people. It doesn't matter if it's about the game or something else,
Yeah.
As long as it's not about, hey, man, do you have any advice about streaming?
I love
What's
Yeah,
the
who
formula
would ask that
again?
kind of question? That's,
I'm sorry, what were the
that's
words
so
that I
bad.
say? What time? 12:10, you said?
I love the various topics that we talk about in my channel. Like favorite cereal that they stopped making back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, what's that? Oh, manscaping, yes. Great topic discussion.
Where was I for that one?
What are your takes on manscaping?
Gotta get in on it.
I guess.
But yeah.
Great. Next
Think you
question.
should do a manscaping IRL stream?
I mean,
I'm just asking. I'm not asking if you specifically could do it. Like, I'm not saying, hey, man, do you think you should do that? I want to watch. I'm asking if you could get away with it.
Are you asking if I manscaped for TwitchCon? Because yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
would it be?
No, I mean, I think I could have swore you talked about that on Twitter or something like that.
Oh, I was.
Oh, okay.
I announced it to the world. It's manscaping day.
Next question.
Do you guys ever get nervous right before pushing go live? You've been doing this a while still.
Excited only, yeah.
I think the only thing I get nervous about is I'm going to hit go live and nobody's going to show up.
It was when I was started, I was nervous about that, but now it's like a daily routine. I'm like, if I don't stream, I'm gonna be stressed out. I need to do that. So I don't know, it just became part of everything for me, so.
I just get nervous. I keep muting my mic. Because I always do it every time. And they're like, we can't hear you. You're making all these mouth movements. And I don't even understand what you're saying, so sorry.
For me, I can definitely get nervous. I suffer from low self-image sometimes, like I have no self-confidence. And like those are the nights where I know I should be going live and streaming, and I just retreat to my bedroom, and crawl and curl up into a fetal position and binge something on Netflix.
This is depressing.
I know, but I'm just saying,
It's
like,
the truth.
yeah, like, no, I absolutely go through, I have days where, like, I get very nervous, about, interacting with people, or really just putting yourself out there, on the internet for people to just judge, your face, what you're saying, it starts to wear on you, a little bit mentally. And yeah, there are some days where I'm just not gonna do it.
This is why Kreyg said don't start streaming.
Yeah. For me, I
y'all
catch
think
too
it's
early
so
in the
easy
morning to
to
be
just play
nervous, I
video
think.
games.
And like the only time I like really felt like I was like super nervous was the first time I ever like got front page featured back on JTV, and like I saw like thousands and thousands of people, and I was just like everybody's deer in headlights.
I feel like
you know, dude being up on a stage.
That's something that still makes me nervous. Is like if they ever gave me like front page and like there's just tons of viewers, I'm like, there's so many more people here judging me.
Yeah.
This sucks. It's like, can I just
Or
go
like
back
if like
to
on
the small
like a
group?
marathon on something.
I know, right?
Like on like Casper's channel, whenever like I do charity stuff with him, like sometimes I'll still get nervous just because it's like I feel like there's a weight on my shoulders to like produce good content that'll like help the charity. I guess.
Sure. Yeah, like sponsored streams, I definitely get pretty uptight about because I want to please the client.
Yeah.
And I want to keep making money with them. So I get a little nervous about those, but yeah.
Great. Next question.
Yeah, I have a quick question. How prevalent back in the day in Justin TV, when you guys first started streaming, like your first days, was backseating versus now? And how did you deal with it when you didn't have mods?
It's the same, man.
It never
People always
changes.
open their mouth. They're always like, go around the corner to the right, and there's a gem in a case, and it's like, can you shut up?
I always say it's like, I don't care if I ask. If I ask, it's like, that's fine. But when I'm like trying to discover something, that's probably why I play a lot of the same freaking games over and over. It's like, you can't backseat this game. I played it 7 times this year. You know, it's like.
The worst thing is I feel like whenever I actually like ask for help, like nobody, it's like crickets in the room. But whenever I don't want help,
and then it's like.
Then I'm like, darn, I gotta go to like Game FAQ and like look it up myself.
Or you get misinformation.
Yeah.
Misinformation.
No, it drives me crazy. It is definitely like my trigger. It's, I try to react as positively as possible, but especially with the theme of my channel, MANvsGAME, it's got to be me doing it. Like, I don't want help. It kind of ruins the whole, like, the struggle, It's unfortunate. I wish more people would just kind of consider what they were going to say, because I know there are people, again, well-meaning, people who don't even mean to spoil. Like, they'll say, like, oh, I can't wait till he fights this boss.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And, even though not much is being spoiled, you're just like, come on, man.
Or the people that come, oh man, did you get this far yet? And it's like, insert fight boss name. It's like, really, that happens? Thanks, bro. Like,
There's a funny part coming up. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you're just ready for it, and it's like not the same experience at all.
Exactly.
Oh.
I recently have been playing Nier Automata, or Automata, off stream and enjoying it like so much more.
Have you gotten to the part where? Oh.
Did you know that on that one part, if you do that,
I did now.
Anything happens?
When I was streaming it, again, it was just overzealous fans that wanted to make sure that I experienced every little, Easter egg and every little secret thing. And what people don't realize is that ultimately just saps all the enjoyment from that moment. You're just like, oh, okay, well, it's not all that special now.
But to answer your question, there were still backseat gamers in JTV days.
I just
since day
kind
one.
of gave up and like,
The
just tell me how to play the game.
And most of them got
That's why
banned
I'm
from other
streaming it
channels.
now.
And
I never gave up. I raged against the backseating every day.
But the best part is when you're playing a game and dying, and people are like, why are you dying so much? Like, yeah, you never die. You never die in games. Okay, so we found the guy that never dies in games.
Yeah, like playing Cuphead or Dark Souls or something. It's like, you need to die. Yeah, exactly. To learn the game, you need to die. So
It's
why?
like real life.
Spoiler, don't die.
Yeah.
Next question.
So how much do you guys just absolutely love networking at cons? And
I really love meat.
getting cards and everything from people that you don't know all the time. Follow for a follow.
Do you want my card? Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah. I've got a few in my pocket, actually.
If you want to see something like funny, you should try and like find pictures of like Twitch TV and like even like JTV like at like some of the earlier like PAX events and stuff. Like it's crazy to even see like if you go to like PAX events, like how big their booth is there now. Like it used to be like super, super tiny. I remember like one time it was like me and you were like the only hosts with like Carnage and Weed and
The original Twitch
the Wild
booth that
West.
was just a couple stairs.
Yeah, it was
for
like
people
it was
to
like
sit
it was like
on and watch people right in
couch
front
or
of
something
them.
like that.
I don't even know if they had like a riser for a stage or anything. I think it was just a camera pointed at like a wall of the booth, and we just stood there on the carpet.
Yeah.
That was
Cardboard.
Yeah, but like looking at that, and then like if any of you are partners out there and you went to like the partner party on like Thursday night, like it was just crazy like seeing how big it is and stuff as compared to like back then. It was like everyone that came there and was near the JTV, Twitch TV like booth thing was like family.
No, I mean, you compare it to what we have right now. And like these past 3 years, I have been absolutely like culture shocked almost.
It's awesome though.
Because it's great, but you know, we were used to just like a couple risers and like maybe 2 people on stage at once, maybe half the size of this stage. And now we have this.
A con.
Yeah,
and
it's our own con.
It's absolutely crazy.
3 years.
It has 3 years.
Crazy.
3 years been nuts.
Right.
Crazy.
Next question.
Joe never fails.
Can I ask a two-parter? Is that cool? A quick
sure.
two-parter? First.
That was the first part.
First, real quick, just the OG panel is something that I really appreciate as a broadcaster. Like hearing your perspective is something I'm really grateful for. So thank all you guys for your time. First question: with how much Twitch has changed in the last 3 years, as people that have been broadcasting for up to a decade, like where do you want to see Twitch go next? Like, what is the next step that you would like to see?
I have a good one for that, and it's virtual reality. I would love to for Twitch to integrate their chat into the Oculus Rift or the Vive.
Vive is better.
So you
by
can
the way.
actually do virtual reality while you're streaming. That would be the ultimate. That's pretty much where I would see it.
Yeah, being
going.
able to read chat doing VR would be nice.
You can read chat in VR.
Wow.
There is an add-on.
There's like a little add-on.
Oh, well, there it is.
Well, then there you go.
Hook 'em up.
Yeah, just send me, slide into those DMs. I'll send you the app.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, it's just so you flip the Vive controller over and there's chat right there.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some kind of thing where you can actually get more than one stream into, like, share streams across. Like, if I was streaming to Kreyg and Tom and Elise, and not you guys, but if just...
Wow. Yeah, damn.
Or whatever, just joking.
baby.
But if you could, like, just get it to share so you could see them all on one page would be fantastic, and
Like
without having to
multi-Twitch,
leave
but
Twitch
not
to do it.
multi-Twitch.
They actually have third-party websites that do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying without having to leave Twitch to do
Am I
it.
the only one who knows this
no,
stuff?
you're
Like, what the hell?
But no one wants to leave Twitch.
Yeah.
I want it in the app. I want it all there.
Oh, you want Twitch to do it, not a third party.
Yeah, I want it built in.
Don't worry, next TwitchCon, they'll be like, we have an exciting new feature. And they're going to be on stage. It is multi-Twitch. And it's like, everyone's going to be like going crazy. It's like, it was like, they've had that before, guys.
Yeah.
It's like, where have you been the last like 7 years?
I want it built in. I want it built in.
Yeah, it'll be in beta though.
You had a part 2?
Releasing for beta this winter.
Second question.
I'm a lore guy, so like I'm really interested in like the lore behind things. So theGreatGQ. Can you tell us a little bit about GQ?
It's my initials. So
There's like a story of the beginning, like when you became the Great GQ. I want to know.
that was, I mean, it was a AOL screen name that I made. It was like back in the day.
You've
I'm
been
sorry.
using the
It's
same
not,
name
it's
since
not this
AOL?
awesome
Okay.
like story. I was
It's not so great.
I'm sorry. I was originally
Swain.
the true GQ, and then I got my internet taken away because my grades were bad. And then I never went back and used that name anymore. So that was the Great GQ from then on.
Wow.
On everything. Sorry.
All right, we have like time for one more question.
When you were smaller streamers, it was probably a lot easier to keep up with chat. When it got larger, did it ever get to you when a chatter would be like, "You're ignoring me, you won't pay attention to me"? And how did you reconcile that with yourself?
Tell them stop whining.
It's the worst. No, there's so many times. It's like one of those comments that comes up all the time where it's like, "Oh, Tom, you're
happens all the
ignoring me,"
time.
and I'm like, "I just missed you. I didn't mean to. Don't feel bad. I mean,
Like you can
chat's
be
moving,
silent,
you know?
focused on the game for like 20 minutes, like just in this important part, and you're just trying to beat it. And then you look at chat finally, and you see people. It's like, I'm leaving. You ignored me. It's like,
Yes.
was I not just playing the game? Like I also have to play a game.
Sometimes some games it's easier to read chat and interact. Other games it's just like you've got to be focused. So I mean it does stink like to be ignored. Like
As
when
a
Senpai
viewer, you
doesn't
just can't
notice
take
you,
it personally.
Yeah. It does bother me, because I want to talk to everybody and I want to have that connection with every viewer because I know that's just what everyone's looking for. That's what I'm looking for when I watch streams. But I don't let it get to me because, I feel people do need to be kind of realistic. Like if there's, 500, 1,000 people, there's going to be quite a few people chatting and, the streamer is just going to miss
you know, some of the comments.
Yeah, by the way, it took you like 45 minutes to say hi to me the other night, just so you know. I was offended.
Yeah.
Okay? I was offended.
What do you want from me?
You were supposed to say hi right away.
Yeah.
I want a response in less than 30 seconds. If I don't get it, I'm unsubbing, I'm unfollowing, and I'm leaving.
Okay.
I'll go find another pile.
Another pile.
I'll fly off to another pile.
Yeah. That's honestly my approach. It's like you just got to say like, well, that person is going to leave. There's not much I can do about that.
And they'll just keep bouncing around until someone says hi to them.
They'll always.
And then they'll do it again to that person.
I like the comment spammers who, like, if you miss their question, they'll just put it in again,
It's like, I saw it the first time.
Yeah.
It was a dumb question.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be rude and just say no, but.
For sure. Well, we actually have time maybe for one more. Does anybody else have any other question, like a quick one? Oh, right here, right in the front.
This one's directed towards man.
That's
shocking.
Yeah. Was that the guy who was cosplaying as you yesterday?
If you had a younger version of yourself, what would you tell them, as far as advice for streaming, being where you are?
Honestly, I would say, please stop blowing up my spot. You need to find your own shtick.
Yeah.
I got. This is me. No, I would be incredibly honored and humbled if there was a guy who looked like me and streamed and did MANvsGAME, boy versus game satire
You
streams.
could start a franchise.
This is shameless, by the way. But
yeah, that's it.
There you go. Well, I just want to say thank you to all the panelists. Really appreciate you guys taking time out of your TwitchCon and joining us here. And thank you to everybody in the audience as well for coming along. Really, really appreciate it. Can we get a round of applause for all of our panelists, by the way? theGreatGQ, MANvsGAME, Sweetielise, UnsanityLIVE, Kreyg, RSQViper, and my name is Bobby Glass, aka meBobbyG. Really appreciate you guys coming along. Hopefully we'll see you next year. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.